Welcome to Gerald Khalil's Conversation Piece. I share my thoughts on social content in sports, politics, and entertainment. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So there's been quite a bit of news regarding the Browns. First, you had the fallout of the Browns losing to the Eagles, and then the talk on how they're going to match up in their upcoming game with the Cincinnati Bengals. Then also there was the trade of Amari Cooper and a 2025 sixth-round pick to the Buffalo Bills for a third-rounder in 2025 and a seventh-rounder in 2026. But one of the more intriguing pieces of news regarding the Browns is that the Haslams decided to go ahead and build their dome stadium out in Brook Park. There were discussions between them and the city to renovate the current stadium downtown on the lakefront, but the Haslams decided to go with the Brook Park project instead. So I'm going to read a statement from the Haslams. We pursued many possibilities with our initial focus on renovating the current stadium and engaged design, construction, and engineering experts to develop a plan to do so. We also explored building a new stadium on multiple sites, both within and outside of Cleveland. We've learned through our exhaustive work that renovating our current stadium will simply not solve many operational issues and would be a short-term approach. With more time to reflect, we have also realized that without a dome, we will not attract the type of large-scale events and year-round activity to justify the magnitude of this public-private partnership. The transformational economic opportunities created by a dome far outweigh what a renovated stadium could produce with around 10 events per year. In spirit of exhausting all downtown options and continuing to work in good faith with the mayor, when he announced his efforts to potentially make Burke available for development last month, we engaged in further diligence with the city and the county executive Rowan's staff regarding a potential dome stadium in Burke. And forgive me, I'm not pronouncing that name right, I'm sure. The significant design, construction, geotechnical, and environmental challenges were again apparent. Our work reinforced that despite the city, county, and our team doing their best to make the economics work, building a stadium on the Burke property is cost prohibitive and not feasible, especially with no certainty regarding potential timing of closure of the airport. Let's continue. A solution like this will be transformative not only for Cleveland and Northeast Ohio, but also the entire state of Ohio from the resulting events, tourism, and job creation. Additionally, moving the current stadium will allow the city and region's collective vision for the Cleveland lakefront to be optimally realized, and downtown will benefit from the major events the Brook Park Dome brings to the region. So you've heard what the statement by the Haslams there. So also my understanding with this is that it's going to really be a situation where it's going to hurt a lot of local businesses. We're talking about $30 million, that's according to the mayor. It said that they had $60 million already for them in federal grants, and they offered the Haslams $461 million to renovate the stadium on the lakefront. Now, the dome in Brook Park is going to cost roughly $2.4 billion. It's about 12 miles south of Cleveland. And if they break ground sometime in 2025, they're looking at a finish date in 2029. The current lease with the stadium that they have now, it runs through 2028. The Haslams, they're going to ask the county and the state for about 50%. good luck with that. Already, the both. I know the county's definitely pushing back. Not sure what the state is talking about. If we look at positives for this stadium, the new Dome Stadium, they'll be able to host Super Bowls. Now, I do know that the commissioner has already said, you build that dome, you're going to get a Super Bowl, right? It probably, it's not going to be in regular rotation for the city, but, and when I mean by regular rotation, like Miami, LA, Las Vegas, it won't be a rotation like, every 5 years you're going to get something, but they'll probably get one like how Detroit had gotten the Super Bowl. I think they've hosted the Super Bowl a couple of times, and but that's the trend right now. You get a new Dome Stadium, you're going to get a Super Bowl. We're also talking about Final Four concerts. Final Four concerts, et cetera, et cetera. And this is something that's going to be used more than 8 or 9 times a year. The parking is going to be convenient. The location has good highway access and public transportation access. It's right next to right next to their airport. So that is that's going to be a good thing for that region there. What I'm hearing is that the Brook Park folks, they're pretty excited to get that stadium out there. So now, my thoughts on the city officials in Cleveland. This is a great opportunity for you to build that lakefront, right? You've already earmarked $461 million to renovate that stadium. I know that there's lots of disappointment with not keeping the stadium downtown, but maybe this is a blessing in disguise for that, for the Browns to move out of that stadium and to give you a clear slate to do something new with the lakefront. It's been talk about building up that lakefront for decades, and nothing has been done. And so this is the chance for the city officials to make something happen. Now, my understanding is that they are going to try to invoke, there's this Modell law to keep the team in Cleveland. I mean, let's just be honest. At this point, the Haslams are going to get their way. So let them have their playground. And I just hope you had a plan B. And the plan B should be build up that lakefront. Try to get major corporations down there if you can. All right. Now, I think that you have a great selling point as far as Cleveland and that region is where the cost of living is very low. So you can say, all right, company ABC, if you move to Cleveland, the employees you bring, they are going to have some low cost of living here. And, you can get houses cheap there. So I think that is a great selling point in which you can tell these corporations, entice them to come in. You're going to have to give a little to get, right? They're going to want tax breaks. And I mean, the tax breaks won't last forever, but you give them tax breaks for a little bit and see if you can get some of these businesses down there and create a buzz. I understand that one argument that with the Browns leaving is going to take away the energy and the excitement that they bought down to downtown. But let's look at it. You still have the Guardians. You have the Cavs. And, the Guardians, you have them 81 days of the year. You have the Cavs 41. And try to get some corporations down there. And if you do that, the city will be in much better standing. That's why I think this is a great opportunity, because for so long that city has been so reliant on sports teams, and you don't see you don't see a whole bunch of other cities that's so reliant on these sports teams. To mind, San Diego comes to mind. I think they have one sports team, and that's a bustling city. And I know it's California and it's warm year round. It's not like that in Northeast Ohio, I understand, but let's take a look at right in your state, Columbus. But Columbus has the Blue Jackets, the hockey team. They have soccer team, the Crew, but those franchises, they're not on the level of the NFL, NBA, and Major League Baseball with what the city of Cleveland has. It's just not on the level. Now, some folks will say, "Oh, well, they have Ohio State." Okay, yes, they do, but that's on the college level. So, if they can do it, build up their city, the city of Cleveland can do it also. You just have to roll your sleeves up and make a plan and try to make things happen. Now, there's also talk about connecting, or the lack of connecting, the lakefront to the rest of downtown, and that's because of the highway. All right, and that's understandable. However, it can be done. The city of Boston did the same thing from 1991 through sometime in the 2000s, but I think it also took them 8 years to construct what they did. They took the highway and they put it underground, so it's more like a tunnelway to get through. But that connected their lakefront, or should I say their ocean front, because they're on the ocean, to their downtown. And hey, it took a long time, but they did it. So if that's something that the city of Cleveland's thinking about doing, they could do it. Now, the next question is the money. And I know that cost the city of Boston a lot of money. I believe it was in the billions for that to happen. But if that's not feasible, which it probably isn't for the city of Cleveland, understanding that Cleveland is not a wealthy city, fix everything else up. Get the lakefront together. Try to connect the lakefront to the city some way. I know they were talking about this actual walking bridge, right? To connect it. So there's ways of doing things, but that's my take on this. Let's not have that plan B, get that plan B in place. And I just think this is a great opportunity for the city of Cleveland and the people who reside and work around and live around the city of Cleveland. Leave your comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.